Hey y'all, I'm back with my February 2024 reading wrap up and part 1 of my March reading wrap up. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Books with Kimberly. Don't forget to like, comment, share my channel, and subscribe. Y'all, I am back with my February reading wrap up, and I'm also going to do something I've never done before, which is give you part 1 of what I've read so far in the month of March. And then at the end of my video, I'll tell you some of the books that I'm hoping to finish within this last week of March. Let's get right into my February 2024 reading wrap up. In the month of February, I read a total of 5 books, and of course my goal during the month of February, which is Black History Month, was to read all books by Black authors that center Black characters. And that is exactly what I did. The first book I read in the month of February was To Catch a Raven by Beverly Jenkins. This is a part of her Women Who Dare series. This book is about Raven Monroe and Braxton Steele. They are an unlikely couple. The two of them come together because this Pinkerton detective lady, she comes into town and tells the both of them that in order for them to not go to jail for crimes, that they have to help her find the original Declaration of Independence. She has a suspicion of where it is, and so Braxton and Raven have to go undercover as servants in this home and search the home for the original Declaration of Independence. I thought this was a really good book. The Monroe family is from New Orleans, so of course I love them talking about making gumbo and just having those Louisiana roots. I will say I almost took off a star because this book felt like it was dragging a little bit, but once we really got into the action, I really did enjoy the story, and so I give this book 5 stars. The second book I read in the month of February is a Beverly Jenkins book in the Blessing series, which is Bring On the Blessings. This book is about the town of Henry Adams, where Bernadine Brown is just sprinkling blessings in the lives of the people who live in this community, as well as the foster children brought in. This is just a really good book that shows the beauty in community and family and friends, and I love everything about this series. I gave Bring On the Blessings 5 stars. Book number 3, I wanted another easy romantic read, and this is Westmoreland's Way by Brenda Jackson. I am not very familiar with the Westmoreland series, but I just chose a random one because I wanted to read it. Westmoreland's Way is about the head of the Westmoreland family, Dylan Westmoreland. In this book, he is trying to find information on his heritage, which leads him to the Novak family home, where he meets Pamela Novak. Pamela is engaged to be married, but honey, things get very tricky when Dylan comes into the picture and she immediately finds chemistry with him. This was a really cute book, a very easy read. I give it 4 stars. The next book I read in the month of February was Dispossession by Tayari Jones. This is an audiobook original, very short. Honestly, y'all, I was a little bit disappointed in this book. I am a huge fan of Tayari Jones, and listening to this novel, I really had trouble grasping what was the point of it. The best part of this book is that it is narrated by Gabrielle Union, and I need authors to see if they can get Gabrielle to read their books because she was an amazing narrator. This book is about a mother. She works for this moving company, and some people are being put out of their house, and she's helping them box up their things. And at the same time, we're getting a history of her son. Her son and nephew got into some trouble years ago, and she decided to send her son off to a school in New England, Vermont, in order for him to have a better life and be out of the hoods of Atlanta, Georgia. I think this could have been such a powerful and strong story. We learned that her son has married a white woman. He now works in this ice cream company in Vermont. He never comes home. And he has this complex that he thinks he's better than everyone in Atlanta. I would have liked to get the perspective of the son. It didn't have to be a full out novel, but it was really a quick listen. It really took me reading the description after I had listened to this book to be like, oh, that's what the point of this book was. So I give this book 3 stars. The last book I read in the month of February is a part of my YA Fantasy Book Number 2 challenge. I have finally read Bloodmarked, y'all, which is the second book in the Legend Born series by Tracy Deonn. I will say that this book had a lot going on and nothing going on at the same time. I'm giving it 4 stars, even though I thought I was going to be rating it much lower. There were a lot of people who were disappointed with this book and the series in totality. But I think what helped me is because I heard these reviews, my expectations were very low. And to be honest, all I wanted in this second book was more Black people. Legend Born, the series takes place at this prestigious, predominantly white institution. Brianna is a college student. She finds out that she has connections to the King Arthur and the Round Table, and she also has this ancestral magic that is called root magic. I will say this book felt very info dumping. There are a lot of concepts, a lot of organizations that you're trying to keep up with and understand. What really helped me give this book 4 stars is that they did introduce more Black people. So I'm interested in where this story goes, and I'm not ready to abandon this series just yet. Y'all, that's it for everything I read in the month of February. So let's get into what I've read in the month of March thus far. I've listened to a total of 5 books thus far in the month of March. The first one is Fake It Till You Bake It by Wesley. This book was cute. It's about these football players who own a bakery. And not only do they own it, y'all, but they actually are in the kitchen baking cupcakes. The main character is the owner, Donovan. And we also have Jada. Jada comes into this bakery talking smack about the cupcakes and the decor. Very negative. But literally a few days later, she finds herself having to work at this bakery because her family has cut her off for her indecisiveness on her career plans. So she's working at this bakery with Donovan. They have this enemies to lovers thing going on, and the two of them start this fake relationship. I thought this book was cute. It dragged a little bit. The whole book, it just took place at the bakery, and I wanted more dates. I wanted more outings. I wanted more subplots. It was just all about the bakery, tying in her drama with the show she was on. But I just wanted more depth to this book and to these stories. I give this book 4 stars. The last 4 books that I have read so far in the month of March are all part of the Blessing series by Beverly Jenkins. They are A Second Helping, Something Old, Something New, A Wish and a Prayer, and Crystal Clear. I give all of these books 5 stars except A Wish and a Prayer. I give A Wish and a Prayer 4 stars because it felt more like a filler story. But I am absolutely enjoying this series so much. So the books that I am currently reading and am hoping to finish them all in the last week of March. The first book is Heart of Gold by Beverly Jenkins. This is book number 5 in the Blessing series. I currently have 2 more hours to listen to, so I definitely will have this book finished for part 2 of my March reading wrap up. The second book I have on my March to be read list is The Boyfriend Project by Farrah Rochon. I started off really liking this book. It starts off very spicy, where the main character finds out that her boyfriend has 2 other girls that he's dating, and they confront him and build this relationship. But from the title of this book, I thought it was going to be a fake relationship romantic trope, but that's not what it's about. I believe the boyfriend project is these three women deciding to have a break from boyfriends, and instead they're going to focus on new business ventures. But there's a new guy who works with the main character that she is crushing on. I'm only 30% into this ebook, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna go back to this one before the end of March, just because it is more of a slower pace, and 70% is a lot to finish within the last week, but we'll see. Book number 3 is one that I'm for sure going to finish. I hope I will finish it today after recording this video, and that is Early Departures by Reynolds, and I have 25% of this ebook left to read. Early Departures is a heavy one. The main character of this story is Jamal, and he lost his parents in a tragic accident. And the main part of this book is that his best friend has recently died, but there's this new medical technology that brings his best friend back to life, and they have 28 days with him. It is a very interesting story. It's just more of a melancholy read, and I am a mood reader, so sometimes I just want the happiness of Beverly Jenkins' Blessing series. Hence why I've read so many Beverly Jenkins Blessings books. Last book that I have on my March to be read list is The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin. I have half this book left. This is one of those books that is really good and intriguing, but y'all, I think I have adult ADHD because I have a hard time just sitting down and diving into this book. This book is about this ancient city, and there are people there who believe in gathering. And what they do is they gather the souls of people, and they use this as an offering to the goddess that they worship. They aren't just taking the lives of people who are corrupt and on their dying beds. They're also taking the lives of people for political reasons. So there's this whole thing unfolding, and I'm getting into it. I just gotta stick with it, and I am, because it's a really interesting story. Y'all, those are the books that I've read in February, that I've read in March so far, and some of the books that I'm hoping to finish in the month of March for part 2 of my reading wrap up. I also want to add a couple audiobooks because I can listen to those at work, so there may be some other books that slide in. Y'all, that's it for my video. Get down in the comments and let me know what you are currently reading. Don't forget to like, comment, share my channel, and subscribe. And thanks again for tuning in to a Books with Kimberly video.